There's a confidence problem that is at the base of this economic crisis. Here's one metric, and Business Week had a chart that showed the Dow and how it's gone down since Election Day. November 4th, it was at 9,625. Went down on Inauguration Day to 79.49. The stimulus bill is signed. It's at 75.52. Friday's close, 66.26. The president talked about fear that people feel during an interview with the New York Times. Here's a portion of it.
And so what I would say to people is, obviously be prudent. What I don't think people should do is to suddenly stuff money in their mattresses and pull back, completely from spending. I don't think that people should be fearful about our future. I don't think that people should suddenly mistrust all of our financial institutions, because the overwhelming majority of them actually have managed things reasonably well.
What the president is trying to do, Senator Schumer, is increase consumer confidence.
Yes.
But let's talk about history. FDR, at the height of the Depression, the first thing he did was deal with confidence. Before he dealt with the New Deal and fiscal stimulus, he closed down the banks. Correct. He got people to stand by, not do a bank run and take out their money. That hasn't happened here yet. Is he failing in this fundamental issue and mission of restoring confidence?
No, I don't believe so. And the polling shows that while people are very worried about the economy, they have a great deal of faith in the president's plan, in the president's ability to get us out of this mess. And the president wisely, I think he said it yesterday, is not promising a bill of goods in 3 months so that when it doesn't happen, then people are going to say they don't. He said it's going to take a while. So I think the bold action the president has proposed, his very reassuring and honest words, not underestimating the problem, but still giving people confidence that we're going to act, is going to work. And it's going to take a little while. Look, we've gotten into this mess. You could say politically 8 years. It's more than 8 years. We are a country that, consumed more than we produced, that imported more than we exported, that borrowed more than we saved over the last 20 years. And it's going to take the day of reckoning has come.
Right.
He's going to get us out of this mess. He is smart. He is bold. He is moderate. But it is going to take a little while. I wouldn't measure the stock market over the day-to-day as to how well we're doing. I think that you're going to have to give the president's plans, which are just taking effect this week, some time to work.
Is he restoring confidence?
Obviously not in the market. I mean, the one thing I hoped to have happen if he got elected, and I tried to help Senator McCain, as you well know, is that he would govern from the center. Harry Reid said on February the 5th, I can't imagine what would happen to the financial markets tomorrow if it was reported that this bill would go down the stimulus package. Well, the stimulus package passed, and look at the stock market. The budget is a radical, reckless exercise that's scaring the hell out of everybody who is watching this country's financial situation. It triples the national publicly held debt between now and 2019. It has an assumption that we're going to grow next year at 3.2% GDP when we're not. So this whole idea of these policies have one thing in common: just print more money. I think the president has, quite frankly, in his budget, told us a lot about who he is and what he believes, and it's scary.
And why don't you believe that, in fact, some of what's happening is a response to the policy agenda of the president?
Because the policy agenda hasn't begun to work. This is the first week the housing plan is working. This is the first week the stimulus money gets in the circulation. And frankly, the president has a huge burden on his shoulders, as I said, brought up by 8 years. It's going to be partisan, let's say 8 years now, but a long time coming. The people are confident in him, and he's been honest, even in the budget. Why is one of the reasons the deficit went up? Because the president said, I'm not going to say the wars are off the budget. I'm not going to say that other issues, AMT or other things, are off the budget. He's being honest about it. He knows it's going to take tough medicine. But the number one way to get us back moving again and to get the budget back in good shape is to get this economy going. And I know those, those on the hard right, Lindsay's a little more moderate, but I know those on the hard right say, cut government spending. Let's go back to the old Reagan days. Well, the last president who did this when we were in this type of situation was Herbert Hoover. Herbert Hoover said the government should do nothing when we were in a recession, not a depression. We did nothing, and it related to a depression. You ask the American people, you ask economists, Mark Zandi or, McCain's economist, should we do less? No, we should do more.
Well, if I may, I think there's a lot of disingenuousness in this budget. One, he assumes in his budget that unemployment will peak at 8.2% at the end of this year. Well, unemployment by everybody else's estimation is going to be at 9% in 2010. He's projecting GDP growth in the economy in 2009, 10, and 11 that I think is wildly optimistic. You
think they'll fall short of their jobs creation or number of jobs saved?
Absolutely. No one else has these numbers, and he's picking these numbers to make the math work out. This is a tremendous explosion, and he raises taxes.
I want to get to something, Senator. I want to get to the banking issue here, which is so important.
But don't raise taxes in the middle of a recession.